then I've got a chance. In the environment I came up in, it was always 4 against my 1. So just to be able to see was enough. Please do not see it as a handicap, because if you see it as a handicap, you take credit away from me. It was not a handicap. I could see him.
Hard to
I
point
remember
out
saying to
there.
Ernie Fossey, slit my eyes so that the fluid could drain out so I could see. And he didn't have the bottle to do it, rest his soul. Maybe he hadn't done that before, because you got to remember, we are inspired by what we see. So I got that from Rocky. Slit my eye. Slit it. And let me just tell you this, where Rocky is concerned, everything that you see in Rocky 1, everything I did. The kids running behind, the beeping, where every hand motion while I'm running, I'm waving. The only thing I didn't do is hit the meat. I lived through all of that. So think of how magnificent our mind's eye is. That if you concentrate on something, if you see something, you can put it in your mind's eye and live it out. The raw eggs, done it all. I did it all. And it was stupendous.
Chris, we get into round 6. Both of you guys are trading. Now this fight is becoming very tough. But this wasn't tactical, Chris. This was more of a war. Was that the tactic for you going in? Did you feel that you needed to take the fight to Thompson? Because Thompson's plan was obviously to try and weigh you down, being a naturally smaller man. Did you feel that tactically that was the right thing to do to try and take the fight to Thompson?
You've got to remember, he's a heavier man, so his game is going to be, the term is called soak. His objective is to soak, to stand toe to toe with him and trade with the heavier man. So his tactic was right, and naturally it would go that way anyway, because obviously I was heavier, so I didn't have probably the agility that I would normally have at a lighter weight. So toe to toe was always going to be the outcome in the later rounds. Now, being able to show that I had the grit to stand toe to toe, because you gotta remember there was a lot of people calling me that W word during my career. It was very, very heavy at the beginning. People were not using their brains. They were only using their hearts, meaning that they were listening to people say, oh, this guy's he's a pretender. I was not a pretender. I was the real thing, obviously proven. But they were thinking with their hearts to what they were told. And the media always made a mockery of mostly everything I did. So yeah, they created this pantomime villain, if you will. And keep in mind, in my mind all the time, I wasn't doing anything wrong. I was doing what I was supposed to do.
We're getting now to the second half of the contest. We're into round 7. Your eye looks like it's getting progressively worse. Then something remarkable happens in that 7th round. You land a big right hand and Cole Thompson looks ready to go. Everyone was screaming you to finish the fight at this point, and you stand off him. Did you realise that he was hurt? And do you regret not jumping in?
Oh, the right hand, Thompson's all over the place. He's all over the place. Very fast, it's just when Eubank stands off. Why did he do that? Why did he stand off?
I don't have any regrets. The only regret I have one regret in my boxing career, and that is what happened to Michael Watson. That's it. When you lose a fight, you haven't really lost, because it's your manner that's going to count. You can lose a fight and be seen as a champion. Well, in actual fact, you know what? It gives me the opportunity to actually explain particular perceptions, which are very important. And the next perception is all-encompassing. And if you, the listener, whoever you are, whatever age you are, if you commit this to memory, it will become part of you, and it makes sense to your life. And it's called If. It's by Rudyard Kipling, and it starts and goes as follows. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can be patient, or if you can wait and not be tired of waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies. Or being hated, don't give way to hating. And yet, don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same. If you can bear to hear the truth, you've spoken, twisted by knaves, to make a trap for fools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss and lose, and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss. If neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, very, very hard. If you can forgive, or if you can fill the unforgiving limit with 60 seconds worth of distance run, if you can forgive, yours is the earth, and for you, you will have everything in it. And what is more important than anything else is the aim. You will be a man, my son. You will be a man.
Rudyard Kipling, Red by Chris Eubank. And Chris, you obviously believe fervently in those words. They're words of inspiration. If, Spencer Oliver, you were a judge at this particular fight, Eubank against Carl Thompson, world title fight, for the WBO Cruiserweight Championship, how would you be scoring this?
Ross, we just got into the second half of the contest by now. I had Chris Eubank at this stage comfortably ahead. He won a lot of the early rounds. In the fourth round with a knockdown as well. Yes, so for me, Chris Eubank was in a sizable lead at this stage.
It's a monumental fight, there is no doubt about it. Round 8, Chris, another incredible round. Both of you trading punches, both of you looking a little tired, and both looking hurt on occasion. Round 9 was a quieter round, but with 30 seconds to go, you land, and I'm sure you remember it, a huge right.
Oh, two big rights, and Thompson has to give him this a third one. He's all over the place. Will Eubank go in this time?
Thompson is gone again, only to be saved by the bell. He must have thought, he's ready to go. I'm going to win this fight.
When you're in the fight, sometimes you can't see. Sometimes you can't see because you can't calculate, and you're not calculating the past rounds simply because you're not in a calculating mood. You're in a fighting mood. Let me just go back to one thing you said there. You said, if Rudyard Kipling read by Chris Eubank. Sir, I did not read that. I recited it from memory. I say that to say this. When you commit things to memory, they become part of you. So it's important, especially to you fighters, or especially to those of you who are pursuing a vocation. When you commit if to memory, it makes you better at what you're trying to do. It makes you a better person.
Chris, we get into round 10 now. Both you guys are looking tired. Cole Thompson's had a bad round 9. He looked like he was finished at the bell, but somehow he found the strength to come back and was piling the pressure on you. We get into round 11, and Thompson again is pushing forward, and you're both looking exhausted at this time, Chris. Where was you finding the strength at this stage of the fight?
The strength is found in integrity. Strength is integrity. Integrity doesn't have a choice. I had no choice. No different to the 11th round in the Michael Watson 2 fight. In a fight I couldn't win, I didn't have a choice but to get up. You don't have choice because your choice is always going to be limited. The spirit's choice is always going to be the right one. Please, carry on.
We get into round 12, Chris. Now, desperately close. And you were visibly speaking to Cole Thompson. What was you saying in there at that point?
I would say this. Obviously, I don't remember, but I can tell you why I would have been speaking to him. Because my tank would have been absolutely empty. My tank would have been absolutely empty. Kinology, yes. I mean, look, it's holding on. It's finding a way to hold on. It's finding a way to persevere. And so you use everything in your arsenal. And you're not supposed to use your tongue. It was a fight of attrition. And so I had to call on everything, and that became words. I have no idea of the words I was using to him. But they would have been gentlemanly. that you can be sure of. Yeah.
Chris, the bell goes. Your team are holding you up, saying he's won. Thompson's team, the reigning champion, of course, they're saying Carl's won. And the judges scored it 114, 113, 116, 113, and 114, 113 in favour of Carl the Cat Thompson. You would have been disappointed, but did you agree with the result?
Okay, so listen to the gentleman that we all have to be. Yes, I have to agree with the judges. If you're saying personally, how do you really feel? I have to give you the same answer. Otherwise, I would not be a gentleman. It's a gentleman that carries on living today. What if I had said it wasn't fair? That's what would be living with me today. There is nothing a gentleman wouldn't do that a warrior wouldn't do. And there is nothing a warrior wouldn't do that a gentleman wouldn't do. Always be a gentleman.
Still to come on Fight of My Life on Talksport.
This little boy said, Chris, can I have an autograph? My response is the perfect way to finish my career. My response is one of the highlights of my career.